You're
Yo.
what is up, my beautiful people?
Hey.
Special guest in the building. That's what I'm talking about. That's
Oh my
what I'm
gosh.
talking about.
New
Big dog in the house.
faces.
Big TP.
Yes,
First of all,
sir. Yes, sir.
I would like to say though that I wasn't here last week, so welcome me back first.
Yeah,
This
welcome
is the
you
most
back.
important.
And I called you a bum last podcast, and you ain't say nothing about it. Yeah.
Welcome back, Deja.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Nice to see your face.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Oh man, so how you been, DeAndre? Actually, because
Man, classes just ended. I'm not doing anything for 2 weeks until I gotta pack up and go home. I told you we don't get a drop, so I don't gotta say when I'm going home.
oh shit,
But-
yeah, you don't need to tell everybody your business
Yeah.
when you leave and when you come and all
But-
that.
Classes just ended today.
Mm.
And it's just easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. I'm just I'm locked. I'm just chilling.
weak.
I am just chilling.
Understanding said, "Hey fam,"
What up,
and Mother said, "Hello family."
Hey.
everybody? Feels good to be back.
Oh, R.I.C.E University Part 2.
Addition 2. This is our special guest though.
Yes,
Right here.
our special guest. Wow, who would
My
have even
own
thought?
father.
Who would have thought that he actually be a guest? Like, who would have thought he'd be being at a speaking
Right.
session?
Not me.
That's crazy.
How was he doing today? Let me hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's not that the people care, but let's hear it.
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks, guys. And I appreciate the credit you guys give me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Nah, it was crazy because this is the first time. Yeah, this is the first time we had another like family member. Yeah, so that's so interesting.
I mean, this is
weird.
only our second guest
is
ever.
true.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not that like surprising that this is the first family member.
Yeah, that is true.
But
I be feeling like we've been doing this for years at this point.
It's episode 13 now, dude.
Oh my gosh.
It's been like
Man.
2-3 months. I mean,
Yeah.
we did take a little hiatus.
Oh yeah, we did. We did. I feel like. Oh, first of all, how was the episode last week before we even get into this one? But how was it with your friends and stuff?
Great episode last week with the boys.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who tapped in because it was
all of them.
Yeah, it was great.
It's nice hearing, you know, coming from different angles of life.
Yeah.
Everybody don't grow up the same, so it's nice actually, you know, hearing it coming out their actual voice.
Yeah.
You know, compared to, you know, just like we understand that they came from different places, but when they can vocalize it, it's a lot better. And I learned some stuff that I didn't even know. You know, I grew up with Rashad my whole life, and then so it's just, you know, it's nice to hear that, honestly.
Yeah. Well, would you like? Well, I guess you know how on like those little on those shows, DeAndre, and they be trying to like say a person's bio when they the guest. They be like, this person.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
person here. So try to give him a little bio.
Okay. And I'm gonna drop the government. Antonio Parker, 6 foot,
2, 6'2",
6'2". He cannot beat me in basketball. That's on his bio.
Yes, that's definitely on his bio.
He graduated from my high school, Wakefield. We're not gonna tell them the job. They don't need to know all that.
No, they don't need to know all
that. They don't need to know all that. But a father of 2 wonderful children, 3
that we know of.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that we know of. Okay.
3 if we count Queenie.
Yes.
A man of many talents, I can't lie. A man that I look up to. My dad.
Thank you, brother.
My father.
That.
We got him on the show today. We should be grateful today. Right?
Yeah, we are grateful for that you have graced us with your presence.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact.
And I feel like when we were thinking about the different topics or classes for R.I.C.E University, the first one, of course, like you said, was talking about your college experience. Hey, Shanika. Hey, Auntie Keisha. They just saying hey in the comments. With this one, I remember like me and Dad early on, we would be talking about finances, and I will always be like, I don't really know anything about finance. I feel like our school system didn't prepare us, and he would try to tell me different things that I just needed to know, especially going to college and stuff. And so when this week came around, I just felt like, what if we did one about finance or financial? Then I found out April is Financial Literacy Month.
How do you
Like
know
I
all
saw
this
that on the
stuff?
internet. It popped up on my screen,
That's
literally.
true though.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't even know. So I was like, whoa, we
Oh,
could
that's
just
right, because it was tax month. Like it's taxes this month.
maybe that's why. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was super cool to see that too. So
Yeah.
like, but what happened? What did something happen to you Day, or like what made you want to say like, let me tell Deja to make sure she know about her finances, or like just different little things you used to tell me? Was there a reason, or you just kind of did it?
Well, let me say this really quickly.
Yeah.
When you guys were discussing topics for R.I.C.E University, and financial literacy was one of the topics, I knew then I wanted to be a part of it in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, in the podcast you said 2 weeks ago, I believe, you were talking about how generational trauma was passed down in the Black communities, which is
Yeah.
true. It's
Yeah.
absolutely 100% true. In Black communities, we're raised, by a parent, unfortunately, sometimes grandparents, but
Yeah.
if your mom beat you, you beat your kids. If your mom yelled, you yelled. But one of the things I always felt we did pass down to our kids was financial literacy, which is so important.
Yeah,
in the
most of
Black
us, most
community.
families. Yeah.
And as you just said, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what stock
Disclaimer.
to invest in. I don't know what the stock market is doing today. I'm speaking purely from experience.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's necessary for you guys to go through some of the things I went through with bad financial decisions. So to give you a quick example, what I did when I was 21 or 23, Discover sent me a credit card application in the mail. So I was like, oh my God, my first credit card. So really, honestly, and I had a job, I think at the time making like $7 an hour. My credit limit might have been it might have been $300 or something like that. And started out fine. First few months, I'm doing great. Then all of a sudden they raised my limit to like 500. Oh, okay, I'm balling. Then it's at 1,000. So I'm really feeling myself. I got $1,000 credit limit. But remember, I'm still making $7. So I think my minimum payment might have been $20 or something. And I missed a few payments. So that payment goes from $20 to like $200, $300, and I can't afford it. I'm making $7 an hour. So I go from owing $1,500 to $2,000 to $2,500. And before you know it, I'm $12,000 in debt. And I'm like 24.
My age. Think about that.
Exactly. So I remember going through that financial struggle, and and I had met your mom. She wants to get a place, and I'm like, oh God, they're gonna run my credit. What am I gonna do? No, really, it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
it is.
We're trying to get apartments, and I can't put my name on applications because of my financial situation. Or we want to buy a house, but I can't even put my name on a loan because guess what? We're getting denied because of my debt.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I can't do this for the rest of my life. And fast forward to you guys coming along, and I was like, nah. One of the things I'm definitely going to try to pass down to my kids is financial literacy. Is no need for you to go through certain things in life. Experience is the best teacher with certain things.
Yeah.
No, let's pause. That is a fact. I feel like there are things you can avoid in life that you don't have to learn through your experience. Like you could have avoided. No, it's no point of trying to learn the mistake in that instance. So I agree with you.
Okay. And with that said, I felt like you guys don't need to go down that rabbit hole to figure out, what, I got to have a good financial mindset. So from the moment you guys were able to kind of get to know a little bit more about finances, I was like, listen, we got to do this way, that way.
Yeah.
And again,
are you about to say something?
Advisor, I'm just speaking from my experience.
Okay, I got a question though, real quick.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on credit cards though? Do we get them or do we don't? Because a lot of people say don't get them.
And the thing is it's crazy that companies do that too when you think about it. Like they trying to get you set up. But go ahead, Dad. What do you want to say?
No. Well, with credit cards, with young adults, I 100% believe you have to establish credit somehow, some way. So maybe when you get to that 21, 22 age, it is time for a credit card. Some people start before that. But for you guys, I wanted you guys to be in college before you, like DeAndre, you're a sophomore now. So this summer, that's something I want to do because you have to establish some kind of credit. Because guess what? When you go to buy a car, you want to get your first place. or whatever, and you have no credit established, you're paying higher interest rates. You know what I mean? You can't get certain loans. You can't
Which
get certain
already
things.
seems so backwards. Like they know you can't afford it, so we're going to make it have higher interest rates
Right.
to make you not be able to afford it more.
Absolutely. Capitalism at its best. I mean, it's the system. They're playing the game, so we have to play the game along with them. You know, it's
So
the nature of
So I guess a little side plug, and it's we be transparent on here. So how you end up paying the money back? Like how long did it take you to pay the money back?
I never did. I never did. No, you want to be transparent. It's being transparent. You know, after years of the financial situation, you praying to God that it falls off. I'm being honest. Now,
make sure the Fed's not watching.
You said what?
I said, gotta make sure the Fed's not watching this.
Statute of limitations is over. I wouldn't even be talking about it. Hey.
At least you know what he's doing.
We're not even gonna worry about that. But no, in all honesty, and I guarantee you, if you was to sit most adults down my age, I guarantee you they have something on their credit history that they did not pay, a medical bill, a cell phone bill, or you know what I mean. And again, it's just being honest. I had no way of paying it. So that's why I said I had to change my whole way of thinking.
And that's an important thing too, I think, because like people think it's so easy to just be like, well, just pay it off, but it's like with what? Know? And then it's like you're just trying to pay enough to catch up, not even to really pay it off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just crazy. But
So I mean, with that said, and that's why, like for you guys, for instance, one of the things that I wanted to focus on with you guys was budgeting and living within your means. For instance, you know, you have to look at things like this. Do you need it as opposed to do I want it? The problem with most of us is we let our wants interfere with our needs. You know what I mean? We don't need a lot of the things that we chase. Unfortunately, we still chase them. The happiest people in the world don't have everything. They make the best of everything. So that's how, you know what I mean? And I look at me, you guys know about how my love of sneakers is. And it's so funny, as I was thinking about it, you know, the last couple of weeks, thinking about, you know, financial literacy, it's, you know, you desire these sneakers, you desire them for weeks, you anticipate them coming out, you get them in your hand and you're like, okay, then they sit in my closet for 2 years. So something I was so desperate to get, I get it, and it sits in the closet for 2 years. That's not good money management.
And you're not the only one. We know that. Like,
no. I mean, again, we're just being honest and transparent. So you know, it is what it is. And you know, so I'm sorry.
Now I was gonna say, even with you, DeAndre, like, do you feel like there's something that you can think of right now that you need to maybe be conscious of, like you don't want to go down that road financially, as far as like maybe a spending habit, or you know what I'm trying to say?
I know
like
exactly
those wants versus needs.
It's so easy to get caught up in the, like, you see something and you want it, and then you waiting for the money to come in so you can buy it. And it's like a cycle. It never ends. You see something you want it, you buy it. You see something you want it, you buy it. It's like it's literally nonstop. And it's so hard to break that spell with like me wanting to look a certain way and put on clothes a certain way, or have this and have that.
Because it is self-expression too. It's like the self-expression tied with wanting the things to, like, some people want to keep up.
It tips over. It gets to the point where I feel like it's too much. I feel like you can separate those real wants, and like you can look and then self-express or whatever, but at the same time you can still keep your money intact, because those clothes are always going to decline in value once you put them on. Whatever your
because even me like
is, but
because even me, I've decided, like, I made a conscious choice to not buy anything until like when I go on my first vacation, because like I could have been constantly buying stuff on my paycheck, but all I buy is food, really. And that goes into what Dad was saying, like living within your means. Like I'm in a stage where I don't, hey Marcus said, hey, I'm not in a space where like I need to be splurging, and I know that, you know what I'm saying?
But like that discipline, you just have, it's just discipline at that point, right?
I mean, I guess
it's nothing more than discipline, is it?
Yes. Do you think so, Dave? Like, when that whole thing, is it a mental thing? Like, even I guess when you're talking about living within your means, like how can you, like when you're trying to budget,
it's
like
hard.
what do you do?
I definitely, I definitely think it's a discipline thing. But see, that's the problem. I think, we feel like we have to keep up with the Joneses to a certain degree. We care about a lot of things that the people you're thinking paying attention could care less about. You know what I mean? You want to go out the house looking the flies, and you walk out the house and walk past somebody fly, and they're like, hi. And you're like, well, damn. I took an hour
Yeah.
getting ready, and they not even acknowledging what I done went through. So I think it's more about discipline more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's absolutely about discipline. But here's the caveat. If you really want to
Caveat.
yeah, excuse me. If you really want to be budget and live within your means, you have to be disciplined to do it.
No choice.
As with a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
You have to be strong enough to say, you know what? I don't need those Jordans coming out Saturday. I already got 3 pair of Jordans. Or I don't need to eat out 4 times a week. I can go to the grocery store once and that'll take care of that, you know what I mean, the rest of the week. So it's little things that you can budget and live within your means. It's
because even with me, I take a percentage out of my paycheck and it takes it out automatically to my savings account. Like it's like at first it was 500. I was doing 500 every 2 weeks, but now I lowered it because now I'm paying like more bills. Save me, y'all. I'm passing out from the. But like but that's one way. It's true. Like that's one way I'm budgeting and living within my means is like each paycheck is some going into my savings.
Right. Well, and that's a good thing. And that was one of the things I was going to mention about living within your means. You have to put something to the side, in essence, paying yourself. And
so what do you have to say? Like, even you, DeAndre, what do you think? Like, what do you have to say to people who say, which is sometimes a true like reason is that I don't have money to save. Like all my money or most of my money goes to my bills or goes to my whatever. Like, do you still think it's possible? Because even maybe they can even just do like $15 because it still stacks up. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't mean to cut you off, DeAndre, but I want to add that in. And that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You always can pay yourself, whether it's $1. Because if you put that dollar to the side every time you get paid, it's going to add up. It may not add up to a lot, but it's going to add up eventually. I put change in a 5-gallon water jug for a few years, and it added up to $2,000.
Yeah. And remember, and you say Grammys do that too.
Yeah.
Remember?
So just change. She put pennies in one, or just pennies, and it was like $500 something. So, and I know, that's a little different from what we're talking about, but at the same time, every little thing adds up.
I was gonna say the same thing. I feel like I know a lot of people say that how everything goes to something, but in a way, I feel like there's always something. Like not everyone is literally. Well, I can't speak for everyone.
But there can always be something.
I feel like there always can be a piece of that paycheck, a piece of something, a piece of your money that can go another place because people are buying clothes for themselves, buying this for themselves, trying to look apart. I don't want to use clothes as just the only example, but just certain things that they like that could go to somewhere else.
Because even bad habits, like if you party a lot on the weekends.
Yeah, it's always something.
Partake in recreational things, like your money is going somewhere that you didn't have to spend it. So
exactly, it's always a piece that you can put to the side. I think that like it goes everywhere. It's not an excuse because some people really may not have it, but a lot of people that I hear saying it do a lot of extracurricular activities that they could really put the money to the side.
That's why I be thinking is Diaz, like too many people are living in the right now and not thinking ahead.
Yeah,
which is kind of hard sometimes when you can't even see how tomorrow's looking.
Right. It is hard. We're not gonna act like it's easy.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. And again, we're just speaking in the realm, in the whole big spectrum of everything. But at the same time, I'm speaking to my kids. Yeah. And I wanted to touch on something that you said, DeAndre, when you mentioned about credit cards. Absolutely. I think credit is something, again, I want to go back to it, is you definitely have to establish it. Like you can establish credit fairly easy. It's extremely hard to get it back in good standing once you mess it up. You know what I mean? Like when that credit gets bad, when I mean bad by like the debt and not paying bills and, bill collectors calling. And again, I'm speaking from experience. Again, if you talk to most adults my age, I know they had somebody in their family, when the phone rung, they looked at it and was like, oh, that's a bill collector.
I know.
No, I'm being honest, but, it's easy to establish, but Once you
Because
mess it up
even with you, like you'll tell me all the time, like make sure you pay your credit card bill.
on
Make sure
time.
or like even making sure I know how much I'm like charging on the credit, all that type of stuff. And
Absolutely.
even you put it's a limit on my card, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
even trying to understand like what's a reasonable limit too.
Mm-hmm,
Some people
mm-hmm.
put a high limit. It's like, do you even need that high limit? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
So
you
Is it
know,
like I don't want to splurge on credit cards too much, but I want to ask him, like, do people get caught up in the credit cards because like you can pay it later, so they'll buy a new credit card and then do it again, and then like continue. But then like if the debt is there, what makes them think they can get another credit card?
These are great questions because people like him don't know this.
well, actually, to a certain degree, I think when people do that, sometimes they're floating the cards. They may use one card to pay on another card or something like that. But in actuality, when you get a lot of credit, it actually doesn't look good to creditors. It's look like you're desperate for money. So when you're applying for all these cards, that's not always a good thing. Because think about it. If you go to buy a car and you got 10 cards, they're going to say, wait, you got 10 credit cards. How are you going to pay all these and pay my car note?
Yeah.
So it's not actually a good thing to have multiple cards
DeAndre,
open.
so
And
when they start sending you stuff, do not.
yeah, they would, and they have started. Once they see you're 18, they're coming in the mail. And, again, it's something he's definitely going to have to establish because at some point he's going to want his own apartment. He's going to, want a car and to buy himself. So he needs to have,
Yeah, someone said interest rates and even paying more than the minimum payment on your credit cards. Yeah, I usually pay mine like full and keep it pushing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, because I know you were like you were talking about something. I lost my train of thought. You were mentioning something and I wanted to bring it up. Okay, like how even if people we talk about a lot about credit, but like I guess what are your thoughts on like different bank accounts or like I guess the debt? I don't know, like what would be your approach to that? Because I have both, of course, debit and credit card, but I don't know.
Well, another reason, like I said, I feel like as you get a little older, you should have a credit card is because credit card companies are going to fight harder for their money than your money. So when you purchase certain things, you want to do it with a credit card. It's more protection that comes with it. That's the benefit of having a credit card.
And that's true because one time I charged something on my debit card and it took me forever to get my money back because and then sometimes even if you know how DeAndre, you always like to buy things off of like random sites. And see if you would have a credit card, you'd be able to probably easier.
I got scammed bad, bro.
Yeah. And because you can't get the money back because you just have debit. Well, you know what I'm saying.
That's a lesson learned. As much as I do not want to see you have to take a hit like that, that's a lesson learned.
My paycheck.
I mean, that was a road you rode down by yourself. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But see, with DeAndre and many other people, you don't learn your lesson.
I mean, yes and no, but it wasn't from like the sellers how I get on like Grilled and Depop and stuff. It was from like a real website. So I had bought it. I thought it was gonna come.
And that happens too.
I ordered this last August. It's April, and I emailed 6 times.
Yeah. It's it's happened to the best of us. They've gotten over on me like that too.
Nah, Dave, let me tell y'all. Dad got them Twitter fingers. Like he would try to email somebody and make them feel so bad about it. Like he be trying to get that money back immediately. Yeah, well, and they call him back with some. What you want me to do about it?
It happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Like we could put up every wall necessary to block some of the things that's going to happen or prevent from happening, and they're still going to happen.
Yeah. Well, this is true. Shanika says it takes time to learn some of these lessons. That's why we have to start early with the financial literacy. So that's true. So like, Dad, did you have any other things you wanted to make sure that we like, or just some other? Because I know you talked about the credit cards and living within your means, but what are some things that like people should definitely, as we're even us younger ones, especially,
one of the things that you guys may not know, and of course, I read all the time, and
I know
Does
that.
he?
like what I'm
He
I was
sorry.
does.
playing.
I
I was
can
saying. I
vouch.
was
I
like.
can
I was saying.
vouch.
What'd you say, DeAndre?
I said I can vouch. He does read.
And I was saying, does he?
Like with a credit card, ideally, you should keep your credit card at 30% or lower than your credit limit. Like if your credit limit is $1,000, you want to try to keep it at 300 or lower.
Right.
Oh, I definitely don't do that. I need to start doing that.
Yeah, and that's just a good habit to keep your credit score at a good place. And it's little things like that. And this is just learned through experience.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good tactic. What else?
I'm trying to think of some other.
Yeah, but even with like he said, like the 30%, I actually learned that my last year of high school.
Oh yeah, and that's funny. It's a full circle moment because when one of our first videos we ever posted, you talked about your financial, like your finance class.
And so like what he's saying is basically some of the same stuff that my teacher said.
Yeah.
And they actually just signed a bill in Florida that to graduate high school, you have to take a financial literacy class.
Because that was a 9th grade class I was in, and I was in the 12th. Like I had to take it to,
which is a good thing because unfortunately, again, they send you out here and you don't know anything about like the small, and we're talking about basic financial knowledge, not investment in stock, and we're talking about basic financial knowledge, which is so important, important. And again, like I said, I feel like we pass so much negativity down generationally, all these bad habits our kids see us do, and we pass down, unfortunately, through DNA. But again, I feel like we need to work on kind of getting our kids in the right direction with credit and saving. And
what do you think? What is something that you, and I'm asking you, let me ask you first, DeAndre, actually.
Okay.
What is something that financially you want to improve on? Whether that be like,
okay, before I answer that, I want to say back to him. He said about the trauma stuff. I can say for him that he broke that spell. Like he said, when I was a little boy, a long time, we would get in trouble. He would just come up and talk to us, and he would just try to He
never put his hand like
never.
No, not at all. Not at all. But and again, because we be as authentic as ever on this podcast, I'm gonna keep it real. One of the things I tell people all the time, and this is a little off of the financial literacy topic, is like DeAndre said, I had to change some of the things from the way I was raised. So, my mom was a yeller, and I remember when you guys were young, that's how I would communicate with you guys. And I remember you guys didn't even really talk to me. And I was like, you know what? I got to change my approach or the way I deal with them. And your mom came and was like, listen, they don't like when you come at them. So again, it was something I had to learn about myself, and I had to change just so I could have a better relationship with you guys.
I love that.
Because it was always conversational. It was never like when we got in trouble and stuff. But anyways, what I want to work on. What I've really been thinking about is because I be looking at my account, and because you'll see this thing that I want, and I want it bad, really bad. Because this is what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking like, well, if I get this, maybe that'll lead me to somewhere else in my life, like, because when it's really clothes. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The clothes and stuff. So like when I'm putting on the clothes and doing my thing, I'm like, maybe this might lead to something. That's why I like to buy things and that. But then at the same time, I'm like, man, if you look at my bank statements, at least 60% is stuff that I bought.
Yeah.
And I think that's just created a lot of like, it's not turmoil, but like I a lot of times when I get it, I be like, I really could use that for something else. Because half of the clothes that I wear day to day is some chill. Like
it's not even the stuff you spent.
It's just like it's not even the stuff I spent. Like I'll throw that t-shirt on with some sweats. Like, but then when I really want to put it together, then I'm happy I bought it. So it's like I'm conflicted with myself.
Yeah.
So
I think they say, and I don't think this works, but somebody used to tell me like if 24 hours later because for me, I would want stuff instantly, but then like after 2 days, I don't even want it. and I'm not saying that will happen to you because I know you're more like into the fashion senses than me.
Yeah.
But like that has been a good thing I've been starting to do is like, let me wait 48 hours and see if I even still want it or if I even think it makes sense to buy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody said, start with small goals, set a clothing limit, and don't go over it. It takes time. That's a good one. That's good. Sneaker said that, and then Rashida was like, yeah, she agrees with the 30% thing you were saying today. So that's cool that some people actually know about those different tips you were saying.
Okay, ask him now.
Okay, yeah. So with you, Day, and first let me even say this. I do think that us always saying Day buy so many things has put that into us too. So that is something we need to like acknowledge.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Like
it's true.
Seeing me buy stuff has messed you guys up.
It's true.
Well, just the idea, and this goes with a lot of families too. Is like you say this. You always say that if I look good, I want my kids to look good. Absolutely. Because there's no point of like looking good and your kids aren't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I refuse to wear Jordans and y'all have on like anything other than that.
But what I was trying to say, as we got older, it made me like want to buy so much things that I didn't need. And I think that's what DeAndre does a little bit too.
Yeah, it's true.
So absolutely. I'm just saying that we all three of us here have to work on like our spending habits for
it's
sure.
Like that's instilled in me at this point.
Yeah, well, but that's
To answer your question, the one silver lining in COVID for me was not being able to move and hit malls and shop like I used to. It was such a, I mean, if it was any blessing in COVID, that was it. And I don't want to I don't want to glorify COVID because almost 1 million lives were lost. Yeah. So that's not what I'm saying. It made me realize that all those things and running to that mall and buying stuff I really didn't need. I even told DeAndre when I got to a certain age, and I still got a few years to go.
No, you don't.
My entire sneaker collection.
You said at 50, you're 51.
Listen, we're talking about financial literacy, man. We're talking about financial literacy, bro. Listen, we'll get to that later. But if it was any silver lining, that was it. Honestly, it just made me realize, I'm like, man,
this man is a clown.
I remember we was at the mall 4 days out the week.
It's crazy buying stuff we did not need.
Like that, and that's true. Yes, mine says you gotta save for your retirement, bro. When I even have friends where they work at, there's no retirement plan, so they have to make conscious efforts to like save the money for themselves. But thank goodness at the jobs I've had, like the government, and then in the one I have here, we have retirement plans. But that's even something too. People don't even have no, like, you literally retire and have no money. Not saying us here, but I'm just saying.
It's
so
but
what's something you want to improve one day, like financially? What's something? Remember I was saying about, I asked DeAndre that question. I was saying, what financially do you want?
That's what I was saying with COVID. How it's helped me kind of save money because I haven't been able to. That was the blessing in COVID for me.
I see.
But I haven't been able to run out and hit stores like I did at one point. And believe it or not, I've stopped a lot of the unnecessary spending. Now, one of the things I really feel like we need to, like, we eat out as a family. Like, you're gone nowadays, your DeAndre's at school, but you guys know when y'all home,
you eat out a lot.
Y'all know how. The bills.
Let's be clear. 2 out of 3 people on this podcast do not know how to cook.
That's not your fault. I tried to get your mom to teach you how to cook.
Okay.
I did everything in my power. I was like, listen, swimming and cooking, you got to teach them.
Oh, yeah, I was at the pool yesterday.
For real?
Okay. Yeah. See? Well, 1 out of 2, not bad.
Oh my God. Right. Oh my God. I don't even have
that. I will give you that. That is true. I always be like, when your mom be like, well, why don't you cook something? I'll be like, where y'all want to eat at? What restaurant y'all? So that is true.
No, it's true. I get you.
That is one of the things that I said that I wanted to kind of curb a little bit is how much we eat out. You guys know we eat out a lot.
Yeah, we
like
do.
we and I'm not podcast people forgive me, I'm not bragging, it's just a fact. Like we probably eating at every restaurant in DC. Like bar none. We struggle to figure out what to get to eat.
Yeah.
We be like, I don't want nothing because we just get tired of eating at the same places. But
maybe that's something we could do. Like we need to well, this is a stretch because it's not going to happen.
What?
But
What?
Well,
like,
yeah, that's one
figure
of
out
the
an
things I do.
alternative because but that's a concept for another day.
I'm
Yeah.
actually doing good since like I said, COVID kind of slowed me down. We weren't hanging out because the things were shut down, and
Yeah.
y'all know I don't drink or smoke or anything, so
Mhm.
it's not like I was sitting in a bar, but
Yeah.
still,
And
it just kind of.
yeah, I definitely think that's. Oh, what?
And I was just saying that was the silver lining for me.
Yeah. And I was saying that's something I want to continue to do after COVID too. How you were just saying, like how much I was saving, continue to do because now that we back outside.
Oh, man,
okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
I ain't seen you dance like that ever.
Yeah, I don't
we
dance.
probably shouldn't see it again, but go ahead.
But yeah, I just want to say, I feel like this is for all y'all out there that he do not be trying to be on the camera. So shout out to him for stepping out his comfort zone. We want to encourage people to start stepping out of their comfort zone for real, because you just never know what will come out of it. Like we always say, me and DeAndre didn't even want to. Well, let me not speak for him.
No,
I'm
you
learning
can
not
speak
to
for
speak
me.
for you, but these are things that I didn't really want to do as far as being on camera.
Right.
So
It's not easy.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you for joining us. Thank y'all, everybody, for joining who is commenting. I see all y'all comments. Don laughing at you. I see thumbs up, stuff like that. But I just want to say, let's do Day first, since he's never done this.
Okay.
Do you have anything to plug?
Well, I don't have a plug per se, but I do have a shout out.
Okay.
First and foremost, I want to shout out you guys because you said something that I wanted to say. You guys stepped outside of your comfort zone to do this. It's something that people may not know. You guys really didn't want to do this. You stepped outside of your comfort zone, and you guys are making it look easy. So kudos to y'all.
Thank you, man.
Me and your mom, beyond proud.
Thank you.
The second shout out is for the fourth person in the R.I.C.E family, your mother. I have to shout her out for sure, because people don't realize how much goes on behind the scenes that she handled. So to D, we love you. We appreciate everything you do. And I'm telling you, it would not happen without her.
Absolutely not.
That's a fact.
Absolutely
not.
That
is a fact. She is the silent savior.
She the assassin of the group.
Without her, it would not happen. So
kudos to her.
Those are my shout outs.
She don't worry about what she's in the iCloud. She's in the cloud.
Yeah, she just never want to show up.
Yeah,
she the next person we gonna have to convince to get on.
Yeah. Well, as long as she know that we appreciate her, we love her, and we really thank her for everything she do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that's facts.
We give her too many shout outs on here.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
But come on. Next.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, what you got to plug, Jonathan?
Man, shout out ODU for ending the school year. It's almost over, man. I'm ready to get up out of here. I'm just ready to go home. The thought of being home is like, oh, that's cool. But it's just being out from school. Being done. That's what I'm just waiting on. So that's my only shout out, man.
Yeah.
That's my only shout out.
They said Parker Strong. Cheryl said Parker Strong. Period.
Facts.
With me, I never really be having a plug.
No plugs?
I just what do I want to the last and final part of R.I.C.E University is next week. Mm-hmm. So we'll be in that. Maybe it'll be something we can bring back, because I feel like everybody likes seeing the different faces. They be tired of you, DeAndre. So it's like it'd be good to switch it up.
You know how many people messaged me and said they was happy you weren't on there? It was just me.
I need you to show them receipts, because everybody wants to see me.
I'm dead.
But now I have nothing to plug. I had an overall good day, so I just hope everybody just have a good day. And spring is looking up, summer is looking up. It's our first summer outside, so let's just enjoy it. And thank everybody again for tuning in.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we promise y'all he will not be back. So
I'm dead. Let me promise him too. I promise y'all I won't be back.
Actually, I think let's get him back in like a month. I like him on the show. So.
Yeah, he did good, man. He did good.
He did great.
But we out, y'all. See y'all next week. Just me and DeAndre. You'll see who else will be on here, but
edition 3 next week.
Yeah, final part. All right, y'all.
All right, man. Peace. Thank y'all.